This conference will now be recorded.
All right, so now it's official, and so we will start. Just and truly, then we will go around the room, just really quick. Name, how long you've had MS, where you live, and then we will lock into just everything we ever wanted to talk about MS and more. So, I'm Dan Digman. I've had MS since February of 2000, and I live in Michigan with her.
I'm Jennifer Digman. I've had MS of 97, and yeah, and I live with him.
And so then I'll go around clockwise, and this is truly like Hollywood Squares, if y'all can remember that. So then I'll go next then because Rick isn't here. So then it's you're up, Kim.
Oh, my name's Kim. I've had MS since 2012, and I am from Des Moines, Iowa.
So then it's Jeremy.
Jeremy, you're up.
I'm sorry.
Oh no, you're fine. I was just like I couldn't remember your name right offhand.
That's okay. It's my first time here. My name is Jeremy. I got diagnosed with MS May 27th, 2019. So the math is that 2 years, maybe almost.
Yeah.
Yes. So and the last thing I might have forgot.
Where do you live?
Oh, I live right outside of Boston, Massachusetts.
Wow.
Very cool.
Thank you.
Very cool.
Yeah.
So then I'll come back. I'm zipping. So then it's you, Frank. You're up.
My name's Frank Austin. I was diagnosed with multiple sclerosis in May of 1997, but I've had it since 1984. I live right in the smack dab middle of the United States, a little place called Plainville, Kansas. Hey, I'm loving it. What can I say?
Perfect. Now over to you, Hannah.
Hello, everyone. My name is Hannah, and I've had MS since 2017, at least diagnosed in 2017. And what was the other question? I'm in San Antonio, Texas, and it's kind of hot outside, actually. Just throwing that out there. But that's it.
Nice. Now, Tree, you're up.
I'm Tree, and I got diagnosed October of 2020, the year the world ended. And I am also in San Antonio, Texas.
Okay, then I can't see the name. But I'll just say I see that there's Sarah.
Oh, hi. I'm Sarah, and I was diagnosed in 2014. And I'm in upstate New York, where it snowed today, just to differentiate from Texas.
Nice.
Very different.
Excuse me. And then there's an MK. Is that Michael?
Yes. Yeah. Hi, Dan. My name is Mike, and I've been with MS since 1998. And I live in southern Arizona, also where it snowed today.
Wow.
20 miles from the Mexican border.
Wow. And then who is
Marjan.
Marjan? What?
Yeah, hi. My name is Marjan. I was diagnosed from 2010, and I talked to Frank today, if he remembers me. And well, actually, I studied medicine, but now I'm doing a PhD in pharmaceutical health outcomes and policy. It's a really long name. And I have decided my passion is MS because, well, I have MS, and I think people are not working enough in this area. So I would love to do some research in this area.
Nice.
And I live in Houston, Texas.
Okay.
Nice.
And where?
I'm Marjan. I emailed you today.
Houston, Texas. We got Texas representing tonight. My goodness, girls.
And Michael Kreiger.
Kreiger. Is Michael here?
Yes,
Well, Michael Kreiger.
yes.
Yeah, where are you from, Michael?
I'm from Minnesota, and I live in St. Paul. I was diagnosed about a little over 30 years ago
Wow.
now. So, if people find out they have MS and they're worried it's going to kill them, I guess not. I've been around 33 years. I'm not walking right now.
Well, welcome, Michael. And I think then, last but not least, Doris.
Doris, you're muted. Doris, you're muted.
Huh.
Doris is here.
Doris is here. And Doris, just chime in if you unmute and stuff, because we're always here for you. Wow, so this is great. This full house, and so for real, this is, I mean, for everybody who's new here, this is what you get, right? We're just here, talking, just bouncing ideas, whatever you want to talk about. We have like ideas and thoughts coming into this, but really, this is for everybody and what you've waited to talk to other people about MS about. So,
Hello. Uh-oh.
Is that you, Doris?
Yes. I feel like I'm a ghost or something.
do you have like two different things on, like?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm going to get out of this and then try and get back.
All right.
Thank you.
Okay, bye.
We'll be here.
Well,
And I think that reminded me too, just so we don't get a lot of background noise and stuff. If you're not talking, if you could mute your lines, just so we don't have a lot of feedback or noises, if that makes sense. So
there.
So those are the ground rules. That's what we talk about. And I always threaten that if we don't bring up other subjects, I'll talk about Springsteen. So this is I'm turning to Jennifer. I'm turning to everybody else. What do you got? And I mean, first things first, I'll say it and then be done with it. Frank, we will put a side bet on the Super Bowl. So.
Yeah.
Well, just to let you know, Mr. Digman, I'm putting together a 100 square Super Bowl party. $10 a square. Winner gets $750. And the MS Society gets $200. And we got a little award for first quarter, second quarter, third quarter. But it's going to be $1,000 pool. And if you're interested, you can get in and pick as many squares as you want.
I will. Thank you. You guys heard it first then. So if you want to get on Super Bowl squares, Frank's your hookup. So.
Okay. So I suppose there are a number of new, handsome, beautiful faces. I suppose that, was there anything in particular that you wanted to talk about? Not to put you on the spot, but we did that to Tree when she came to her first meeting. So we'll do that to you if there's something particular any of you want to talk about.
I have a question from all. I was wondering, what is the main concern for MS patients during this pandemic?
Excellent question.
Personally, I'm just going to say me in particular. I'm taking a disease modifying therapy, and I just want to make sure that. And I know Kim and Hannah, and we're taking something. You just don't want. Obviously, I don't want to get COVID. mean, that's a big thing for me. I don't know about you ladies or Frank or Mike, Tree.
Okay, thank you. Anybody else?
Oh,
Margin,
yeah. Oh, go
I,
ahead.
I had COVID, okay, and it set my MS off. I was basically in and out of the hospital for about 6 weeks, and I am still on high dose steroids to try to get everything settled in. Now, I'm doing great, okay, but it could have just as easily gone the other way. And I guess all I can say is it's attitude. It's attitude. I had a good medical team in a small town in western Kansas. My primary care doctor hooked up with the chief of neurology at the University of Kansas Medical Center, worked all Friday night trying to come up with what would solve the problem. And from 250 miles away, the neurologist came up with an answer. What can you say? Yeah, but it's not a good feeling.
Yeah, you're right. Actually, I was reading a paper today. It was published December 2020, and it was really shocking for me. It was neurologist perspective in Canada and US about MS patients, and it said like more than 50. It is right in front of me actually. I don't know if I can share my screen to show you, but it says that a lot of patients decided to stop their medication or decrease the dose to avoid COVID. So they were scared that these medications they're using will decrease their immunity. So they stopped to make sure that they do not get COVID. And I was really shocked about it. So I want to know what you guys think about it.
I have my Ocrevus infusion February 15th if everything goes according to my insurance. And my current thoughts are with the preliminary data is that if I do get the vaccine, there's a chance I won't have as great of immune response to it. So I'm probably going to have to get an antibody titer in a couple months to see where I'm at. But I think that's my biggest fear is as the vaccines are continually getting distributed, people are like, oh, I'm cool and just I don't need a mask. I don't need a social distance. I'm like, dude, like I don't know if vaccines could actually help me or not because all my B cells are depleted. So, but I have decided that continuing treatment on time is what I need to do. And if I get COVID, I get COVID. But I'm just happy my parents got the vaccination today for the first time. There were some hiccups with that, but that's probably my biggest concern is that people will be like, oh, we're done. We got vaccinations. We're good to go. And then I'm like, I have to actually be more careful now because I don't feel comfortable going out.
Yeah, exactly.
Out in the public.
A really complicated situation. So there's no right or wrong at this point because there's no clear evidence available yet. So we don't really know what is going on. You're right.
Yeah, that is a new concern actually, because that you brought to light, Kim. Because I am hearing more and more people are saying that, oh yeah, I don't have to wear a mask anymore. Can I just hurry up and get this shot? Why aren't they releasing it faster now so I could just not wear this mask? And that's not how this works, right? Like even now, even if you don't wear a mask, obviously you can still pass it on to other people. And I say obviously, but that's not obvious to a, a staggering amount of people. And it's still a concern. And like you mentioned, Kim, I feel like that's going to continue to be a concern. And you're right. You're probably right. We have to probably stay more vigilant and be even more careful than we have been before. And that's a new concern that I think I will probably have to really watch out for too, because I have family members that are considered essential workers and they have to be out and about. And what happens, of course, they bring it back because people think that because they got the vaccine that it's okay to not wear a mask.
Yeah, You're right.
I was very grateful. My husband, they want everyone to go back to work, and there's really no reason for my husband to go back to work because he's an IT and there's no reason for him to be there. And he works in a 30-story building, and he was able to get the people to agree that he could stay home. Totally used me as an excuse. And our house is too small anyway, so if one of us gets COVID, there's no way that we can social distance and separate. So, but that was kind of scary. Like, they want you, like, that was when the cases were skyrocketing. Like, we want you back in on Monday. And we're just like, but they thankfully are letting him stay home. But that was a real stressor for us, because that's just, you're have all these elevators, he's like on the 19th, 20th floor, so.
Yeah.
Right.
So what about you on the East
Well,
Coast?
I had a follow-up appointment with my
I have a quick COVID story. My girlfriend, who I live with, she got the virus, and I went and got a test and negative, and then of course I wanted to go do another one like a week later, and it was negative. So I dodged this giant bullet, which was I thought, like, if she gets it, we live together, I'm done. Her daughter got it, who lives with me and my two sons, and also, the second thing is, I know Mass General Hospital was doing a study about people with MS compared to a regular person in COVID, and my neurologist said that not the study kind of figured out that you are the same as a regular person, which kind of is confusing to me. So I don't know, but yeah, I heard that, so that made me feel better, but dodging the bullet of COVID and watching my girlfriend and her daughter like in pain and struggling, and I'm sitting there like, oh my God, like, is it all right? I got another thing. This for everybody. If you have MS, of course, which everybody does, I'm sure. When somebody says they have pain, this is what I do. I'm like, oh, you got pain for a day? I got it for the rest of my life. You know what I mean? It makes me laugh. Like, I'm sorry, women. Like, my girlfriend talks about her, once a month. She's in a lot of pain, and I'm like, you got a week. I got the rest of the month to go. Sorry if I went too far.
What kind
But
of
yeah, no, dodging the bullet was that was amazing, because I'm on Tysabri, which I think I just found out is a clinical trial, I think. But yeah, I've been on that about like 18 months, and I heard that suppresses your immune system, probably like the other ones. What are they called? Disease modified or something? Is that what you said?
Yeah,
Yeah.
disease modifying therapies. And Ty Sabri, I think, I don't want to be like 100%
Yeah.
like saying it, but I think for all of us, we just have to be, like you said, just be really vigilant and wear a mask, wash our hands, and
Oh yeah.
but I feel very personally, I'm in a wheelchair. I don't know if you can see that, but so that kind of separates me from people in the first place. It's not like I go hop in a car with someone. And so that separates me. And then you have COVID on top of that. So I feel like, I miss my people. And so that's why support groups like this are so important and so awesome. So, but that's neither here nor there. Sorry, I digress.
I'm not looking at my phone to say like you guys are boring me. Let me look at my phone. No, for real. What I'm going to do, because this I just was tweeted today. I don't know, like on Twitter, Dr. Barry Singer. I don't know if you guys have heard of him. He's like big MS researcher, but he had is a MS Living Well podcast, just talking about to cover vaccine types, safety and timing each MS medicine with the COVID vaccine. And this is the phone, and I'm not technologically advanced to get it on my computer and stuff. But what I will do is I will forward that to Frank, and then when he sends the follow up to the meeting tonight, it'll have that link in there for the podcast. And it's always just good stuff because I do think, from what as I understand it, is that just like to Jeremy, to your point that because we we have, we have MS, but we're it was like we're not different from other people. A lot depends, as I understood it, on what DMT, disease modifying therapy, you're taking. I think for a while I was protected because I was taking the beta seron, and that wasn't anything that messed up my immune system. But if I go on the Ocrevus, that's now I'd have to be more careful.
And I think Kim or Hannah can probably talk about that, because I know that both of those ladies are on the Ocrevus and the B cell depleting and all of that.
This is Doris. Can you hear me?
Yes,
Doris,
hi,
welcome
no
back.
echo.
I'm back. I was reading about it, of course, for quite a while now to see what might happen if we have MS and we get the shot. And there were mostly also my neurologist said tell people get the shot. However, I did look online, and I think there are 2 modification therapies, and one of them is Tysabri to be careful with. So look it up. Please look it up. And I think there are 2 of these that we take to be careful of. And mostly what it's doing is not, when you get sick and you're on this medication, then it does I think it is the shots you get don't work as well if you're on a medication, so sometimes you have to get off the medication for a while. And I think it was with Tysabri, it was like a month before you should get a shot. So I mean, this is just hearsay from me, and but I think that's what I remember looking up and seeing. So definitely, if you're on a certain medication, be careful, and others are just, it's okay. But check around everywhere. That's where we learn something. I want us to be safe, because I'm kind of, should I take it? But I don't take a therapy drug. I'm just without that, and I'm doing okay. So I think I'll go ahead and take it, get the shot, and see what happens, and let you know. And but yeah, if you're taking a drug, just be careful.
Yeah, thank you.
Uh-huh.
Good advice.
It is really amazing for me to see how all of us are thinking about vaccine, because I'm going to do a study about it, and I'm really curious to see what MS patients think about it. Are they willing to take it or not? Because it's extremely important. If I don't know if it is good or bad. My doctor said that I don't know. All patients ask me, should I take vaccine? And they don't have the knowledge for now. But it is interesting that I know how everybody is thinking about it. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you.
I'm actually getting the vaccine tomorrow morning.
Really?
That's wonderful.
How are you able to pull that off, girl?
I refreshed the page for half an hour until it finally gave me an appointment.
So Texas is opening it up to all ages now?
No, I have diabetes.
Oh, so don't pre other conditions. Okay.
Yep.
I'm gonna check tomorrow, and because I'm older, and if you're over like 73, that's kind of an old person. So maybe they'll, well, they're not helping with 65-year-olds. I just heard on TV, and it's like, well, I'm a lot older than that. Maybe they'll help me. But I've got to check with Orange County, see what's going on. Does anybody know about Orange County or anything? No. Well, you're not from here, a lot of people. So
No, people for us are shaking their heads. It's like you've heard a lot of Texas and Midwest and East Coast, but I haven't heard California. So yeah, but I would look into it and see. Fingers crossed you can have
right.
it. So yeah.
Iowa just opened it up to ages 65 and over. Originally, the next tier was going to be 75 and over, and they dropped it to 65 to match federal guidelines.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if it's acceptable to put things in the chat, but the National MS Society lists which drugs are potentially a conflict with the vaccine. And
Yeah.
I take Tysabri. Tysabri is not one of them. I mean, obviously, I am not a doctor, and check with your doctor and all of that. The Ocrevus, as you said, and there are some others, but I could put that link if you want, or the copy of the paragraph or something.
If you
Absolutely.
could do
Yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah, I totally
I'd
forgot that
like to
the
see it
society
too.
just posted that. Nice.
I had here's the like
Information multiples.
here's the specific list. Just I've been taking Tysabri since 2014, so mine is not a clinical trial. I've been on for 6 years at least. I'm not aware of it, but I had asked my doctor at the time, should I be worried about this? And she said it was, immunomodulating, but not immunosuppressant. So that not that not that I should not wear a mask, but like it didn't make my risk any greater. So it did sound like kind of the same thing you were saying, Jeremy, that it in some cases, if you are not immunosuppressed, your chances are basically, equivalent to those without MS. But it does have a list of specific drugs that could be less effective. Everything everybody was saying. I just know that I'm on Tysabri, and so I obviously had those concerns as well.
Thank you for sharing that information.
Thank you.
I feel like because of the MS, we throw around words, we being the MS population, where we all deserve like honorary doctorates or something because we're so comfortable talking about immunosuppressants and disease modifying and sclerotic plaques. And it's just like, yeah, look at us go. So, was there anything in particular or specific that anyone wanted to discuss tonight? Yeah,
Tree.
So my grandmother's coming to visit in March because she doesn't care about the virus. Luckily, she got vaccinated 2 days ago or sometime last week. Obviously, there's a second round still, but I was wondering how to discuss my symptoms with her because I'm going to be around her for the first time, and like especially the fatigue because she wants to go down to the river walk, and I have difficulty walking, and that's going to take a lot of energy, and of course having to be near a bathroom at all times because you never know when you're going to have to pee. And has anyone had experience having to try and explain these symptoms that are fairly embarrassing at such a young age to relatives that are not very understanding?
Is she worried about you, or is that why she didn't want to know? Maybe.
My grandmother thinks that I'm over exaggerating how sick I am. She hasn't seen me in a long time. And she's one of those people that has never taken a sick day in her life kind of person. And she's 70 something and doesn't like ever slow down. She still mows her own lawn and does everything herself. And
I can as well.
I just don't know how she'll understand me saying that I can't go for a 2-hour walk with you.
I have something to say. I don't know what exactly it can do with your grandma, but what has helped me about fatigue is stopping sugar and then taking CoQ10 300 milligrams twice a week, which is over the counter, and then B12 once a week. These things all together helps a lot. So I had this fatigue, but now I'm all okay. And also emotionally, when you're happy, when I am happy, everything is much better. Life is easier. So you just support yourself in whatever way you can and talk to those that you enjoy, not those toxic people. And it helps a lot for your fatigue. For sure. It helped me.
Thank you.
Where does your grandma live?
She lives between New Hampshire and California. She's a snowbird.
Okay. So it's not like she's an hour away and stuff. This is like she's coming down to Texas and like this is.
Yeah, she's driving her RV here and staying for a week.
Personally, I would maybe have some information, like a,
Success
oh,
I've had is just being brutally honest
yeah.
on what I'm experiencing. And I remember I was going to go see a friend I hadn't seen in years, and he didn't even know I had MS until like shortly I showed up. And I just like, just so you know, when I'm there, I'm gonna probably have to lay down at times. Because I get tired, and it's cool. And they were very gracious and awesome about it. But I've found in my experience, if you don't tell them, they don't understand us. You got to let them know. It's kind of like when you're dealing with another person, if I expect you to read my brain, there's going to be lots of issues. That just flat out, just let them know. And I think they also know, like when they do wear me down, like they're like, oh, that really, wow. I'm like, uh-huh. And I've had to tell people, like there was a point in my life, like, look, I unload a dishwasher, I'm asleep for the next 3 hours. I can't even stay awake. And they're like, really? And I'm just like, yeah, it sounds crazy, but that's my life at some points in time. And it just opens their eyes just to be blatantly honest. And I think a lot of people, I know like my dad still has issues, like how can you, and he's in the 70s, like how can you have, and he's not really had any health problems either, but I think people understand more, and it's hard to like be vulnerable and open with people, like I really struggle with this, and I love the idea of going to the beach, but I'm not going to be able to do anything for 3 or 4 days afterwards. Are you okay with that? Or I only can go for an hour, or we need to bring a chair, or when you go with but I need to have a place where I can go to the bathroom, or like, look, I might have to take some Depends with me, and just be cool with that. And it's just a lot of things that you think like, oh my God, I'm young, I shouldn't have to think, but it just, that's just how you have to roll with it. And just I've found a lot of people, I've been really surprised how so many people, how they reacted to me. And like one of the big things, which is not quite what you were talking about, but a very vulnerable thing, is when I get very emotional with MS, I cannot stop going off the cliff emotionally, and I will just start crying in front of people that I don't know very well. And I wasn't a crier before, so that was super hard for me. But I got a lot of empathy and compassion that really surprised me. And I'd be just like, it's okay, just give me 5 minutes, it's my MS. But it really has opened doors for me being just vulnerable and dealing with it. And it's hard, but I've gained a lot by letting myself do that and putting myself into a situation where I'm like, this is really important for me to tell, but I'm going to break down and cry, but that's okay, because what I need to say is more important than dealing with that emotion, and I will get through it, if that makes sense.
Tree, have you ever talked to her? Does she know you have MS?
Yeah, she does. I've been sick for the last 3 years, and I got diagnosed in October. And when I told her I got diagnosed, she finally started believing me about my being sick, because I haven't seen her.
Okay. Yeah, these
So
are,
she knows.
maybe she'll understand this time if you explain what happens. And I know it's difficult when you don't have MS to really understand people who have it. I know before I had MS, and I met a person, a friend had MS. I thought, oh my gosh, what's going to happen? I had no idea what it was about, and so she just has no idea probably what it feels like unless you can explain, because she's elderly, and maybe give her something to do that would be kind of, if she wants something to do, maybe cook. What does she do best? What does she like to do?
My grandmother's a jack of all trades. She cooks, she makes wedding cakes, she does upholstery, she sews.
Oh, wow. Well, yes, ask her to maybe help you around the house.
I cannot let her see my house.
Why? No.
She'll have a heart attack.
I know. It's a feeling. But I had to get over that and just, oh well, it is what I am. But when it's a family member, I don't know. That's difficult. I'm not sure about that. But with friends, it's okay. They understand.
Denial is a coping mechanism. It's a coping mechanism for those of us that have the disease, and it's a coping mechanism for those that are around us that love us. And it's just something we've got to work ourselves through on both sides. And it takes time. It takes
It
time.
takes time and being open with it too, because people can say, I understand, they can say, but of course they don't really understand, but it's also up to you to explain to them in words how it might understand, how it might feel to you, to feel a certain way, and even go so far as to tell them under which conditions you might feel a certain way. So for me, for example, during the summer months, not so much, during now or wintertime, but during the summer months, I can't really lift very many heavy things because it just drains me. They just get so tired because my chest muscles are so weak. And just explain, I might, maybe if I walk too much, this might happen. Or, if you keep pointing at different things in the sky and have me turning my head around everywhere, I might get dizzy, things like that. So just be very open with your family members, especially because they do appreciate that kind of thing. They do appreciate you being honest with them. And I know that family members do appreciate that, but also strangers too. And just being open and telling them how you feel.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. You all have given me some really good advice.
Excuse me. I have something that always works for me is because most people don't get it unless don't understand unless they have it. Obviously, I've been going through that since I got diagnosed. But the word brain lesion or whatever, I feel like people get not scared of the word, but they listen when they hear that, like, oh, lesion, really, your brain or what, spine, and then it's like, okay, they got me a little bit. All right, I don't have to get the smartphone and go to the Google and type in 2 letters. That's a good one. Does she have a phone?
Yeah, she's fairly technologically
Yeah, 2
inclined for her
letters.
age.
2 letters. I know I'm being silly, but
Oh,
I
that's
think
how,
that's great.
no, my children, when I was in the hospital, I was like, oh God, 2 letters, and yeah, they did it, and but it's okay, and that's an easy way to tell somebody, but I guess it's never easy though, never easy, but you'll be all right.
Thank you.
And Tree, don't feel bad about your home. I know it's really hard for me to clean because I'm so tired all the time, but if she wants to help you clean or clean for you, just be humble and let her do it. You'll feel better, she'll feel better. It's a win-win situation. Just let her. She's like, I want to clean and cook for you. That would really help me out, Grandma. You're amazing. Thank you so much.
Always send her to Kansas. You could always send her to Kansas. I got a house that can be cleaned.
She can come to my place. Please clean my place.
I'm in the same city as you, Cece. Remember that. Please.
I don't know your grandmother, so it could be right that it's denial because she's worried or whatever. But years ago, I saw this play called Well. It's about illness, and it's actually very funny. But I knew I had saved this quote because it stuck with me so hard at the time, and I had not been diagnosed with MS. But I'm going to share it just because it's one of those things that I think about a lot. It's short, I promise. But it says, people who are healthy, this is one from one of the characters in this play. People who are healthy think they know how you could get better because when they imagine what your life is like, they imagine having your sickness on top of their health. They imagine that sick people have all the resources they do, but they're just not trying hard enough. And I was just like, that's it. It's like when my husband has a cold and I'm like, it can't be that bad. And then when you have a cold, you're like, I can't get up. You know what I mean? That's one of those things that I think some people, it's not that they just genuinely don't understand. I don't know.
And I think it's important, Tree, that your grandma may read about MS and she may read the smartphone because she's technologically savvy. but it's important that she understands that not everybody's MS is the same. Just because Dan can walk doesn't mean Jennifer can. Or just because, you're really tired this moment, you may be better after a quick nap. That was something with my grandma. When we first were together, when I was diagnosed, she was so worried if I was tired that I would never maybe have energy again, or it was such a learning thing. So I just think with your grandma there's going to be a little learning.
Well, I think too, maybe once if she actually sees you, I think that's where something like when Jennifer and I first started getting married, when we first were married, it was just like, I went and I did something, walked or something all around and stuff. And Jennifer had said, for anybody who ever doubts that you have MS, they need to see you right now, just because I wasn't walking well and stuff. Whereas like normally I could do it. Whereas like, no, I was stumbling in things because I was tired. It's just like, maybe it's just your grandma. Obviously you don't want to show her all the bad stuff, but at the same time, it's like they know, or at least I would hope they'd know, to see that this is happening and this is why.
Yes. And we want to say hi to you, Rocio. I
was going to say, Rocio, you're just acknowledging.
Yeah. Like,
yes, there it is.
Hi.
Hi. How are you doing?
Yeah, thank you. Sorry I came late. I just wanted to say hi to you, and I'm glad that you're all well.
Yeah.
Very well, very tired. As you know, as I tell you, I started to practice in hospital, so it's heavy right now, and it's worrying. But I'm doing fine. Thank you.
Good. Good. So, yeah.
Okay, so about Bruce Springsteen.
Yeah.
No, I'm kidding. What else you got? I mean, because we haven't heard Mike Pettypool and Mike in Minnesota. How are you guys doing?
I think you're muted, Mike.
Okay. Thank you for asking. I really don't have anything new, although I'm interested in getting into one of these vaccine studies. And the first time I filled out a form online, I mentioned I have a neuro system problem or whatever, and they said I'm not eligible. And I called back on a different number or something and talked to someone, and they asked if I'm on any disease, DPT, and I said no, I'm not, because I've stopped taking my Copaxone, and so I'm hopefully eligible for it, and they're supposed to call me within the next week or so and do a further interview. All I have that's going on is MS. Thankfully.
Nice.
Okay. And Michael in Minnesota, how are you doing?
I think they're asking you, Michael Kreiger.
Yeah.
Michael, you're going to need to unmute first before we can hear you speak.
Somebody else on the phone. So I'm not sure which is unmuting.
We can hear you now, so go ahead.
Okay. And with what?
Just how are you doing? How are you feeling? How are
I'm feeling like it's hit me hard.
when were you diagnosed?
A little over 30 years ago.
Okay. And are you taking, I mean, how it has hit you hard? Are you, I mean, are you like, are you taking therapy right now? Like, are you doing any sort of medicine right now?
No, I've done Avenex and Betaseron, and so I understand about the shots and everything, but right now it's kind of crappy.
Would you be interested if, like, has your neurologist talked to you about like any other medicine that's available for you, or would you be interested in doing anything like medicine now?
Yes.
How often do you see your neurologist?
Well, I'm because I moved recently. Need to find new neurologist.
And I'm sorry, what state did you say that you are in?
Minnesota.
That's right. I called you Minnesota Mike, for goodness sakes. Sorry about that. But
That's
I
okay.
know that like the National MS Society, if you have access to like a computer or a phone, they have resources where you can search your state for neurologists in your area. That might be something, some way for you to get in contact with a doctor.
Yeah, you're right.
Another thing you can do with contacting the MS Society is ask to speak to an MS Navigator, and they can help you also.
Oh, okay.
So that
Have you
could,
ever thought about going to the Mayo Clinic since it's not super far away from you?
Well, it's not super far, but I'm not sure how I would get there.
Mm.
so again, maybe that MS Navigator with the society could point you in the right direction. And maybe, I don't even know if they would have ideas with how you could get transportation to get to a neurologist. I'm not sure, like an MS Navigator could probably put you in the right direction.
Right.
Yeah, I think that would be good. Just so that you can, stay on top of staying as healthy as possible.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Marjan and Rocio, who is still on the phone call, I think you both are, that could be a good connection for you both because you're in the medical field. And I don't know, because Marjan, Rocio, not that you were late, but missed a little of your story. So I thought maybe you two, it would be interesting to connect you two.
Sure. Um,
Hi.
I'll go with that.
Hi. So I don't know. Could you please explain about yourself? I mean, introduce yourself to me so that we know each other, or maybe I can explain.
Okay, I'll go first then. Well, I'm actually just a medicine student, so I just started practicing in a hospital here in Mexico. And well, yeah, that's about it. I just started practicing um, 1st of January. January. Yes, 1st of January I started, and it's supposed to be a hard year for us, always starting the practice year here in Mexico, but due to the pandemic situation that we're in. It's really dangerous for us right now because we're students here yet. So there's many things that we don't know, and it's quite difficult also being here in Mexico because there are a lot of laws that we just pass by and ignore them. So where I'm at the hospital that I'm supposed to be working at, it's supposedly
You're breaking up.
COVID free. That's why I chose it because I didn't want to be in contact with a lot of patients that were sick. But that's really a lie because also you cannot really deny the capacity and sorry. So it's really hard just to say no to people. So the hospital where I'm working at, they just say yes. And sometimes the patients are positive for COVID and we don't know it at the moment. So we treat them. And it's really dangerous and I'm really scared about that. But it's just the way it goes and I just try to protect myself a lot and wash my hands all the time. And yeah. And well, I missed the reunion 2 weeks ago and I don't know if you talked about the vaccines, if you already got them. Last time I said that I didn't want to because I didn't know if it was good for us with MS. But yes, I think I will get it. I'm already on the list.
Nice.
And I understand you're in a really tough situation, practicing frontline. It is really hard and scary. I'm lucky that I'm not in that situation. I have MD, but I'm doing a PhD, so I'm just in research area. Yeah, so I'm not seeing patients at all. But I want to ask everybody a question because we mostly, I think, talked about some things that are bothering us, some negative things. But I was wondering, what is the one factor, one thing that you can mention as the most important thing that has helped you during your MS journey so far?
That's a good question.
That is easy. Attitude.
Attitude. Yeah, I was waiting for that word.
Very, very easy. Attitude. Don't let anybody tell you no. Take control. Adapt, adjust, and thrive.
I found that coming to groups, until I started at a group, I was kind of scared. But once I found others who had the same problem I did, it really helped me mentally. And it's soothing to hear people's all the wisdoms they're bringing to me, little tiny ones. So
And
yeah.
I think that, no, please continue, Doris. Sorry.
Oh, that's okay. Go ahead.
I was just going to say that I really feel like the community that you're with and the people that you speak with really do help with that attitude and sort of building that positivity. You can just sort of learn to wade through the waters and start to filter out some things and listen to some other aspects of this disease and find your own path and find your own way in the meantime while you're trying to learn about your disease. So they kind of go hand in hand, but I think I might have to agree with Frank too, though, that I really do feel like that attitude and just that outlook on life in general is going to take you far. It's going to take you a very long way.
I think that when I was first diagnosed, it's like that was, you're scared and you don't know, but it's just like opening yourself up to making connections with other people, and you just, you don't feel like you're alone because it's like just like tonight on this call and stuff. I mean, I mean, all of the new people here. It's just like now all of a sudden, I know so many more people, and I know I can come back and I'm not going to stalk you and reach out to you and email and stuff. It's just like you've got more connections now when you have questions, and now it's just like it seems a lot easier because you're not alone. And plus I met her, so that was
Yeah.
my excuse.
Awesome. So during this COVID, do you think that this connections has dramatically decreased, or the virtual one was successfully replacing it? I don't know what you guys think.
I would say I think it would enhance it because everything you have to do nowadays is virtual. Doctor's appointments, school, everything. So, but I could be totally wrong. That's just my opinion.
Any way we can connect is the way we should connect.
It should be flexible.
And it is
I have
nice
to say though,
group right at your fingertips. Sorry, Hannah.
oh, you're good. Well, I like the fact that it is right at your fingertips, and you can connect with how many people are on this call? 10 people. A lot of people that we're able to have a conversation with now. However, I do help to run the support group in San Antonio, Texas, and I hear almost everybody, most people say that they actually don't like meeting online, and they can't wait until we can do in-person meetings because there's just something about that one-on-one connection of being in the same room and seeing people in person and having that connection with them that's completely different. And I don't know, I just feel like for me personally, I love going to online meetings because I don't have to like change and get really nice, you know. I guess I guess I wouldn't, in any of those groups either. But you guys know where I'm getting with that. But at the same time, I understand what the people in the San Antonio MS group say when they say that they just miss being out, they just miss being together with our people face to face. It is tough for some people, and some people actually, don't really know how to use these new technologies like GoToMeeting and Zoom. Because in the San Antonio group, we do have a lot of people who are missing out on these connections and talking with other people because this pandemic, they're just not gonna learn, and they're not gonna go out of their way to learn how to use the computer. And that's just the reality of it. Or they don't have access to a computer. There's that too. Some people just can't use a computer for whatever reason, so they're stuck. And I really feel for those people.
I totally agree. I have a close friend, and I do like a grief group, and he won't go because of that. Just what you said about not being, tech savvy or whatever. There's a lot of people out there that are in that category, and yeah, that's definitely a battle, So yeah, I forgot about that part. That is so true. I miss my buddy, like sometimes I don't even want to go to the group because I know he's not going.
It is hard. And you had mentioned grief, Jeremy. And that is something that I know we in the MS community, we've talked about. Like, we talk about it a little bit, and I know that we were supposed to talk about grief. And two of our members that were going to want to talk about grief are not here this month. And I don't want to put anyone on the spot, but that is something that I know is a constant struggle. And for God's sakes, I was playing on my phone, and I was playing a game of solitaire or something. No, I was playing euchre, and I really thought that the computer was cheating or something. And I got so upset. And I'm like, a normal person wouldn't get this upset. And I'm just like, check your emotions. And I think it's because I don't ever, like, I feel like I'm doing well, but boy, my emotions are just so at the surface. And then the pandemic on top of that, I'm like, gosh, just So that's why I think tonight's especially. Thank you all. Just, to be with my people, like you said, Hannah. Be with our people.
Yeah. I want to thank all because it was my first time ever in a group for MS. It is amazing. I really enjoyed talking to you all. And this guy wants to go to bed. So,
Oh, I
yeah.
love seeing him. Hi, how are you?
Yeah.
It's good he came.
Yeah.
Well,
Well,
thanks
thank
for
you.
joining us, Marjan. I hope you come back. And your son is super cute, by the way.
Sure. I have twins.
Oh
I
my
have two of
goodness.
these.
Yes. How lucky.
Ryan. Here.
Yeah.
Here's the other one.
Oh,
Oh,
hey guy.
Wow.
hi.
Congratulations.
What's your
Hi.
name? Ryan. He's a little bit shy.
Ryan. Hey Ryan. Glad to meet you.
Okay, thank you all. I will join the next time, the second Tuesday of the month.
I was
Thank
gonna
you.
say, good to meet you. All right, so she made a good point. We're not rushing at the end. Not looking past today's meeting, but our next one will be February 9th.
February 9th.
The 9th of February.
So
Well,
we meet the second and the fourth Tuesday, right, Tim?
Yes, awesome. Thank you.
Yeah.
Have
yeah,
a good night.
thank
Thank
you.
Thank
you.
you.
All
Thank you.
right.
It's my first time. Thank you so much.
We're
Yeah.
saying goodbye. Okay. Bye-bye. See you later.
Okay. And Rocio, she's in Mexico, and she said that her battery on her computer was like pooping out. And so she had to leave, but she said, she will hopefully be back. I expect, I hope at the next meeting. So, yeah.
Speaking of next meeting, I just wanted to mention to you guys that I'll be teaching an art class for the MSAA as a fundraiser on February 9th, unfortunately. So I won't be available, but because I'll be teaching, but it's for the MSAA, and because they asked me to teach a Zoom class. I think it's not going to be on Zoom. It's going to be on another platform. But yeah, that's what I'll be doing that night. It'll be for a fundraiser, so
That is
you'll
so
get to.
awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
When
so
you teach your
excited.
next class, Hannah, you need to let me know because I want to join.
Yeah, well, I have time, different times that anybody can sign up with me if they wanted to for like a private lesson. So I say class, but
We're
a
doing
lot
this
of times it's
strictly for
oh
fun.
well,
I have no talent.
oh yeah.
If I'm on your Pictionary team, you'll be incredibly frustrated with me. What is
Well,
that?
if it makes you feel better, I'm not very good at Pictionary either. You would think, but I think my mind gets stuck on thinking about how to organize my drawing to the point where my drawing just becomes disorganized anyway, no matter how much thought I put into it. So you're not alone. But yeah, the MSAA thing, it's a fundraiser for them, and we're gonna be doing it's like I guess a night sky with some rolling clouds in the background and a lot of mist and some ocean water on the bottom. So it's very serene, very serene. So just throwing that out there. Same night.
That will be good.
Because the MSAA had like a fundraiser late last year with like a virtual tour of an art gallery in or a museum in Philadelphia. And that was really good. So they should do now a gallery of your art. I'd pay money to see that. So
If only. Actually, I think I had missed that same event that you're talking about, but it turns out the host of that event, Joe Kaliva, I think, he's going to be co-hosting with me. So while I paint and everybody else paints, he's going to talk about art history or whatever he's going to talk about. So that'll be fun.
Very, very cool.
Very nice. I hope it goes well. So looking at the clock, Sarah, Mike, Tree, Jeremy, anything else, Mike in Minnesota, anything else that you wanted to talk about, or this is your first meeting?
So like, oh, I can't wait for the ANCAN virtual meeting because I want to talk about this.
No, just checking it out.
Just checking it out.
Yeah, so I mean, yeah, this is because we said we were going to talk about something again, but we just didn't get to it.
I did while you were using
Oh, well, never mind. I missed.
No, just grief and yeah.
The proud father has to make an announcement.
Please.
My son won an award today from the National Educational Television Association of America for a broadcast that he put out last year. I thought he was going to win a regional Emmy. He didn't. He got a National Educational Television Award for the Public Media Awards. And what can you say?
Wow.
Oh, congratulations.
Yeah, I mean, his father has no talent, and his mother has less than that. So I don't know where he got it, but he seems to be, he found his niche. What can I say?
Well, congratulations, Frank. Tell him we said congratulations.
If you look on my Facebook page, the whole broadcast is there. It's a 26-minute broadcast for PBS Kansas City. For Breakthrough is the name of it, and it's on theater in the Kansas State Prison.
That sounds very interesting.
It's interesting.
What was the name of the program, Frank?
What kind of program? It's a PBS program, Public Broadcasting Services.
The name of the show for the program?
Breakthrough. The name of the program is Breakthrough.
Breakthrough, okay, great.
And if you look on my Facebook page, it's right there. You can just click right on it and watch it. 26 minutes.
Wow.
I thought of something
Yes.
that I deal with, and the PBA, the like uncontrollable laughter, crying. I don't do the crying, and I do the laughing, I guess, thank God, but it gets me in a lot of trouble. And it's just I've been kicked out of meetings prior to this, not on Zoom, on in person before the pandemic. Not kicked out, but like, Jeremy, you need to go like settle down over here, and just so I could finish my laughing and but do anybody deal with that, of like laughter or crying when you don't want to, or like one thing sets me off and next thing you know, a half an hour goes by?
Well, I was going to ask, does anything trigger it, or does it just, because I've read a lot about it, but I didn't know if it's something that just happens.
It could be something small that's funny to me, and then it just goes. It's just like, that's like the fire starter. Like, I went to go help the guy was at the grocery store. He was doing the bags, and I said, "Oh, I'll help you." And then I put the eggs in, and then the carton of eggs, and a few fell out, and I was laughing. Nobody else was. I thought it was hilarious. I'm helping you as I'm dropping eggs out of the thing. But yeah, like small things, and then it's like hard to like contain myself, and even my own girlfriend's just like, yeah, you gotta slow down here. I'm never going to the supermarket with you again. so I'm like almost banned from the supermarket rides. But yeah, laundromat, all that.
Jeremy?
Yeah.
Jeremy?
Yes.
I have that too. PPA.
Mm-hmm.
For the last 4 years, I've been taking Nuadexa. Have you heard of that drug?
No.
it did wonders for me.
What kind of drug is it? Like,
It's a drug that they created to make something. There's a combination of two things, like something for your heart and something for your psoriasis or something. And they found out it worked for controlling episodes like you're describing. Mine are the opposite. I get teary-eyed thinking about it. And this drug has really done a terrific job for me. It doesn't work for everyone, but I'll make sure you. I'll spell it for you.
okay.
Nueexta.
Okay.
And Jeremy, in the chat window, Kim put the spelling and put a little information about it. So if your hands aren't working, Kim, if you didn't get it down, Kim put it in the window.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for sharing that, Mike. That's good information. Because with the PVA, you either laugh or cry, like like when you don't want to. I haven't heard very much about it.
Yeah, you know the Joker, like the movie?
Yeah.
My nephew gave me his card, and the card says like, "Sorry for my inappropriate laughter. I have what condition do we have? A neurological condition." He gave it to me, like, and he said, "Keep this in your wallet, in case this happened." I said, "Oh, thank you, thank you." I haven't had to use it yet, but it's pretty funny that my nephew could laugh about it,
Yeah.
But yeah. That's all. Just a little sidebar.
Yeah, because it is because they say that it was like not common, but I mean it's just like this. You just read more and more about it that it's just like people get there. Yeah.
I thought it was 'cause I use cannabis. It's legal in Mass. So I use that, and I realized that obviously it's probably setting me off, making it way easier. So I had to slow that down to see like what's going on, But I was still doing it, still laughing, So, but I'm a friendly, happy, love comedy, everything. So I already have that in my blood. So I guess that makes it easier for me to get set off, So I guess. Yeah, it's like it doesn't bother me. It just bothers other people.
Yeah.
God.
I mean, thinking of,
I'm sorry.
what was that, Mike?
It's the pseudo-Valpar effect, PVA. It's something to do with people who have had brain injuries. I guess we all have a brain injury. And
What? I'm sorry to cut you off. I'm sorry.
go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say most of my things are I have brain lesions is like the main thing. So maybe that's it. I don't know.
Yeah.
Talk to your neurologist about it.
Yeah, that was the worst question you could ever ask your neurologist. How many lesions do I have? I wish I never asked that question. I wrote down the other day, maybe a month ago, which was the other, who knows, yesterday, but that I wish I'd never found out I had MS, because just like Frank, like you said, you had MS way before you got diagnosed, which I'm sure more people similar, right? And I definitely, my feet went numb, double vision, and I just thought that was normal and went away. But yeah, I've had it for a while before I got diagnosed.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I guess, I mean, is there anything else in particular? I mean, it's been a good discussion tonight.
Following, just I guess quick, just for people. My leg still hurts really bad from my shot. I haven't taken my shot for like the last month, but I got a call last Friday. I did get approved for the Ocrevus, and I can go on it. But they were like, do I take it? Do I want to take it down in Ann Arbor? And it's like, that's 2.5 hours away. It's like, I'd rather just do it right here in Mount Pleasant. So then they have to transfer it from Ann Arbor to the infusion center up here. So it'll probably be another few weeks. But I'm just like, have you heard things like that? Because I'm just thinking, do I have enough beta serin in my body for over 22 years that it can kind of like help me sustain until I get the infusion?
I don't know.
That's why I'm going with God on that one, because I'm just like, I don't want to, I calculate that's like nearly 4,000 shots over the last 20 some years. Since I don't have a lot of spots in my body to shoot myself anymore, so I don't want to hurt myself again, because that was really bad. I don't know what the heck it was. So
Hopefully by our next meeting, I don't know.
February 9th, I will have had, well, I don't know, because how quickly does that happen? I don't know.
But it'll be interesting to see.
When I switched to Ocrevus, I had to have a washout period of 4 weeks from Gilenya. I think it varies on which drug you were on previously.
See, there, I'm already into my washout period. So there, I'll be ready to go when they prescribe that.
I've been washed out for years.
Dan, would you,
Frank is super ready.
Yeah.
Dan, is the reason you're moving to Ocrevus because you just don't want to keep injecting yourself? If you could stay on the drug you're on right now and you had an easy way to take it, would you do that?
Great question, Frank. I think that
Rick.
Rick, yes, I'm sorry, I'm looking right at you, Rick. I wasn't going to go off the beta seron, and I had a conversation with my neurologist, probably a good year, 2 years in the making, just saying, why broke? If it isn't broke, don't fix it, just keep taking it. But yeah, I think that if it was easier to take, I'd probably stay on it. But in my last conversation with my neurologist, she said that long term, the efficacy of the Ocrevus is going to be more effective than the beta seron.
So here are a couple of thoughts for you. And as you know, I'm not an expert in, I know very little about MS, but with chronic disease, a lot of times it pays to get the most out of every treatment that you're on. So if it works for you and it's doing fine, then maybe it's worth holding on to it for as long as you can, and then starting the Ocrevus later on. I mean, this, in managing prostate cancer, this is what we tell the guys all the time. Don't just switch if you don't have to switch. Get the most out of each treatment, because sometimes it can be a very chronic disease, which clearly MS is. My thought is that maybe you could continue with it if you had a port. Maybe there's a way to give yourself the injection by having a port installed, and then you don't have to worry about injecting each time. And it might be worth talking to your neurologist and saying, what if they put I mean, it's a very easy procedure. It doesn't bother you much. A lot of people live with ports the whole time, and maybe it might be a way around this. I'm just throwing it out as an idea.
No, I appreciate that. Yeah, because I don't know. And as far as switching, it's like then I'm always thinking I'm loyal. And it's just like I didn't want, or loyal or lazy, because I'm thinking, do I really want to mess around with the insurance and do this? And stuff. But I just think that I don't know if it was time, because I don't know how many, if you keep doing it
Right.
all the time. But I'll ask her about it, just because, like I say, I've been approved. I haven't been formally prescribed because they're transferring it from one place to the other. But no, I appreciate that.
Do any of the Ocrevus users have a port rather than getting it rather than with a needle each time?
No, well, no, because it's an infusion and you only get it once every 6 months. So
Right. So
you
it's
don't
not
need a
worth putting a port in for
No.
once every 6
And
months.
I don't think you could do a port with an injection, because that's a completely different drug route, because he's either doing subcutaneous or
Yeah.
or intramuscular, and you can't do that via vein. So, and I've never heard of an MS drug being used as by a port. Now, if you got your monthly drug, you might get a port, but an IV drug, but
you could give Ocrevus with a port.
you could, but you'd only need it twice a year.
Right. So, but I mean, you could give an MS drug with a port, and sometimes these drugs. Sometimes some of these drugs like beta, what's yours called? Beta seron?
Beta seron.
Sometimes they come in different, they come as an infusion, maybe not for your disease, for other diseases. They give it you as an inject. I mean, I'm aware of I got a drug one, I got 3 infusions of a drug that I could also have gotten in another format.
Yeah. Most MS drugs I'm aware of, they only come in one formulation.
Well,
they don't have like an intramuscular, then an intravenous, and a capsule. That's not like that.
Right. But what I'm saying is that sometimes they're used in other formats. So, for example, a drug that is used for osteoporosis in pill form is used for cancer. The same drug is used for cancer in infusion form. It's the same drug. It's just that the strengths are different. So it's worth looking in to see if what you're taking could be administered in a different way, just to ask the question, because it can happen with these drugs.
I'll look into it.
Yeah. And
it's not something I've looked into, so I wouldn't know.
And I have a question for you. I was in a breakout session for a webinar earlier in the week, for a conference earlier in the week. Patients for, what was it called? Something for patients. I can't even remember. It doesn't matter. But it was with Janssen, and there was a Merck representative there. And the Janssen lady said to her that they were very impressed how Merck reintroduced an MS drug. And I was wondering what drug that would be. That apparently Merck reintroduced a drug they'd stopped that's used for MS.
Was Tysabri a Merck drug?
I think Tysabri is Biogen, I believe.
You're right. You're right.
Yeah, because with the Avenex. Yeah. Good.
Not off the top of my head.
Not off the top of my head. I don't.
Okay. I just wonder, and because we're actually talking to Merck right now about some stuff, and I just didn't know to what extent they might be interested that we do some MS support as well. But I don't know. No. I just thought I'd ask you guys because I thought you would know. And the only other thing I wanted to say to Jeremy that I heard whilst I was pedaling away there is that one of the reasons we use GoToMeeting is because you can join GoToMeeting just with a telephone. So we take a lot of the technology issue away by saying, look, if you're not comfortable on technology, pick up the phone and yeah, you can't see us, we can't see you, you can't see the chat window, but you can still participate in the meeting just with a regular telephone call.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I like GoToMeeting. I do. I think it's so much better than Zoom.
Really?
Yes.
What do you like better about it, Frank?
It's an easier platform to use. I mean, here we all are.
Interesting.
To me, it's just a natural.
Interesting. Yeah, I mean, I actually think Zoom is more flexible and it's got more features. For us, we've been with GoToMeeting since 2015. So when we looked at moving to Zoom, not only was it more expensive, we just didn't want to move everybody to a different platform. But I'm pleased to hear that. Thank you for saying that. That's really great. Appreciate it. Okay. So those were the few things. And the other thing I was going to tell you, unfortunately or fortunately, Mr. Pettipool beat me to the punch, which was the fact that it snowed here today. So
How much snow did you get?
not much, but there's loads of snow on the mountain. So we have mountains about 2-3 miles to the west on one side of the main highway of the freeway, and we have big mountains to 10,000 feet about 7 miles to the east. So both those mountains were covered in snow, really all the way down. They've been snowy a couple of days this week, but this morning when we got up, the mountains were completely covered in snow. We didn't have any snow on the ground. And then around 11 o'clock, we got like snow flurries for about an hour, and it stayed on the ground. And then it melted. I mean, it's been in the mid-30s all day, which I know is like Florida to you guys in Michigan, the mid-30s. But having said that, yeah, there's big excitement when you get snow in deep southern.
There should be.
Well, it's just like, when it gets snow, you get snow and cold, you're not equipped for that, That's why when you get a quarter of an inch of snow, everything shuts down. Whereas back in Iowa, they're getting like 6 to 8 inches, and I think we got 4 inches today, and we're just like, that's just life. But yeah, it's got to be a big deal when it hits snow down in Arizona and Texas and everything.
Well, couple of years ago, on the 2nd of January, we got about 4 to 6 inches, and it actually stayed for about 2 or 3 days.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So it does happen, but not that often. But it's pretty spectacular here, because when the desert has snow, it's magical, because vegetation that you don't associate with snow, you see covered in snow, and you see the cactus with snow on the arms.
Oh, cactus with snow on it.
Pretty in the, yeah. So we like
we
it.
broke another record. I think we got within 24 hours, we got a foot of snow here. So we broke another record. I think since the late 1800s or something, we broke a record where I'm at.
Kim? This week?
It started yesterday, and it was about like 10 some inches, and then today it snowed like another couple inches, so it's about a foot.
We got 6 inches yesterday, ½ inch last night. We're supposed to get 3 more inches tonight, and the high today was 19.
Yep, we're in the teens.
Oh, but you see, we tell people, well, we got 4 inches of rain in an hour and a half, and they say, what? We can't believe it. 4 inches in that we get.
Yeah.
So
once a year, whether you need it or not.
That's right. That's why I have a skull sitting out here, because you never know. I may have to row down to Mike's house one of these days.
Yeah. Well, thank you all. Tonight was a good meeting, and yeah, it's so nice to see some new faces, and certainly to see, everybody. It was good.
Thank you.
Yeah, well,
Thank
thank you.
Take care
I
of
was going to say,
yourself.
y'all can stick around. I got to punch out. I got to go to work in the morning. I was like, it's busy time at work right now. So you're just like, oh, I'm tired now. But we're down. So February 9th, right?
Yes, 8:30.
Yes, February 9th, 8:30. I'm going, Frank, when are your squares up?
I'll get the squares up tomorrow and get them out so that everybody can see it
All
and
right.
set up how we can get the money to move around and all that stuff. I've got it all pretty well figured out. I've got the platform laid out already. It's just a matter of getting it out there.
I was gonna say, so then we can have a quick like Super Bowl recap on that day and talk about how the GOAT was a little too much for the young gun. So anyway,
Okay.
Mark me in for one, please.
We're going to have some fun. We're going to have fun.
Yeah, well, I have to. Yeah,
Listen,
I don't know much about the quarterbacks. All I know is that the young quarterback from Kansas City was 6 years old when Brady went to his first Super Bowl. That's all I know.
yeah.
Old goats versus young guns.
I'm sorry, Tom Brady left the New England Patriots. I hate him, so I hope your team wins.
I was gonna say, because my sister emailed me after the game. She says, "So were you a Patriots fan or a Tom Brady fan?" And I took a picture in my Buccaneer sweatshirt, and I says, "What do you think?" So,
Yeah.
but he was from Michigan. You know, it was Michigan football, so you're just like you kind of latch on to that. So, and plus he won me a lot of fantasy football titles in my day. So.
I should be grateful for all the great moments that he brought to me. You know, and just I guess it's me being a little bitter, but
Oh, you should be bitter though. Yeah. All right. Well, Hannah, we'll see you in about a month, and good luck with your MSA
Yeah, I heard that, Hannah. Good luck.
Yes.
Go.
Thank
Listen,
you.
be careful because we may have to hook you up to do something for all the different ANCAM. We'll get you doing an art thing for all of the ANCAM participants.
Yes, I still absolutely want to do that. So let's make it happen.
We love that. We'll work it out. I'll talk to Alexa. I'll talk to my main, I was going to say my main man, my main woman. I don't know where I'd be without Alexa.
She's amazing.
She is.
And Treat, good luck with your grandma.
Yeah,
Good luck with your grandma.
And if you need anything in the interim, just reach out.
Thank you so much.
And Dimitri, I'd like to add my house along with Hannah's house, and then and everyone I'd like to put it in line for cleaning for your grandma if she wants to come back through Arizona.
Please.
Goodbye.
Rick.
Yes.
Well, hype the forum.
Sorry?
Hype the
Oh
forum.
yeah, the forum.
Oh, the forum. Yes, I'm sorry, you guys. Oh, you guys should have done that. Yes, well, because we've lost it. So you have a forum now. And the moderators can spread the word, but you can, and Frank's already posted on the forum. So you have your own forum where you can continue to connect during meetings. And you know, this is not like Facebook. The only people that are in who will go to the forum will be people that attend the group. So if you want to write the forum, I can't even remember how you get on. It says forum, and then you have to register, and then you'll see when you register the MS group, and then you just put an entry in the MS group, right, Frank?
Yes. And I'm trying to look and see how to do it right now.
So I think it's pretty easy, but you'll just see in the top right-hand corner of the ANCAM page, it says forum, and you just go from there. And
the main ANCAM page.
Right, and basically it's a dedicated forum for all the participants in the group. So please tell them, and also I'll try and remember to remind Alexa to include that in our reminder. I don't think it was in the reminder, but whoever talks to Alexa about what to put into the reminder, if you can also make a note to tell her, and I'll try and remember to tell her too that we need to push the forum in the reminder.
Absolutely, I will do that.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Okay. We hope you get to use it. We built it and we haven't used the forum feature much, and we'd love for you to use it and to connect during meetings that way. That way, Frank can. Frank's asking me because then he knows he can just put on there his Super Bowl squares right in the forum, and everybody could go to the forum.
I didn't even think about that.
Oh, the possibilities.
Okay.
All
Goodbye
right,
now.
take care.
All right, have a good couple weeks then, guys. All
Bye.
right, take care.
Good seeing you.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
I'll close